Hey everyone, this is Cardinal, and I really like In Stars in Time. You ever have those games where within the first 5 minutes you already know you're playing one of your favorite games of all time? This was that for me. For the uninitiated, In Stars in Time is an indie RPG maker game by Insert Disc 5 all about time loops. Our story begins at the end of a big fantasy RPG quest, with the time loop itself taking place entirely within the final boss's castle and the town where it resides. This is a bold move for any game to make, let alone a narrative-driven one like this, because starting at the end of the hero's journey means you need to perform the delicate balancing act of introducing these characters to the player, making it believable that they've been traveling together for months and have become close friends, while also leaving room for all the world building, something that AAA games can't even manage over the course of an entire story sometimes. Yeah, so the last game I played before this was Metroid Prime 4, that may have been a factor in me making this. The opening minutes have our main character Siffrin interacting with each party member one-on-one. It's a great way to quickly establish his dynamic with each character at the start before we see how they function as a group. The first character we meet is Mirabelle, who is technically the real protagonist of this story. She was chosen by the Change God to save the country of Vogard. In fact, Siffrin was the second to last person to join the group. Mirabelle is kind, caring, and you should never, ever, ever let her be sad ever. We have Bonnie, a little gremlin child who joined to help save their sister who's been frozen in time by the king. They're very standoffish towards Siffrin. The exact reason isn't made clear right away, but you'll quickly find that they clearly don't hate Siffrin. This is something else entirely. We've got Odile, who'd had the misfortune of being matched up against Lady Dimitrescu in round 1 of the Tumblr Sexy Woman contest, but she still came away with 44% of the vote. Impressive. Anyway, she's basically the more intelligent, serious one. She acts cold, but she secretly cares deeply about the team. Turns out that Odile is apparently in Vogard for some kind of secret research, and Siffrin has made a game out of trying to guess what it is, but has never guessed correctly. And neither has our last party member, Isabeau, the #1 fan of Siffrin's terrible puns. He was a member of the Defenders, but the rest of them were too cowardly to help save the world, so he quit to join the party. He tells Siffrin about his new dream of being a fashion designer. He's kinda the heart of the group, more perceptive than you might expect, and he's always the first one to notice when something's wrong. Once we've talked to everyone, we start to see more scenes of the entire group together. The dialogue here does a perfect job of making everything feel natural. These characters really do feel like actual people who have been on a ton of adventures together, instead of a bunch of cardboard cutouts who happen to be on the same team. I especially appreciate how everyone has their own unique nicknames for each other. For instance, Siffrin and Isabeau call Mirabelle Mira, while Bonnie calls her Belle, and Odile doesn't call anyone by any nicknames except for Bonnie because of her more reserved nature. Going back to my Metroid Prime 4 comparison, what do we really know about any of these characters? Miles is a nerd, Armstrong is a huge Samus fangirl. These are character traits, sure, but they often come across as extremely superficial, and the dialogue is too basic to give us anything to work with. The only one that left any kind of impression on me whatsoever was Tokabi, who tells Samus more about his people and their culture over the course of his side quests, which I did like, but no one else really gets anything like that. Here, that problem doesn't exist. The writing is full of personality, everyone has a distinct role within the group, and the idea that these people are friends can never be called into question. Well, except by Siffrin. Even the world building is good. In this first half hour, we learn about the change belief, some of Vogard's customs, the favor tree. One of my favorite aspects of this game is watching how Siffrin and Odile, two outsiders to the country, react to new information about their culture. Siffrin in particular finds the change belief to be really weird, but mostly keeps these thoughts to himself, making them both a great POV character since the player will most likely agree with his perspective, while also giving an excuse to give us exposition about these things since Siffrin doesn't know them either. All of these narrative elements blend together perfectly, immersing us in the setting while also setting up some of the plot beats and themes that become prevalent as the story progresses. I don't want to get into spoilers, so all I'll say is that this was one of the most impactful video game stories I've experienced in a while. The characters left a lasting impression on me, and I even related quite a bit to some of their struggles. And by the end, I almost didn't want it to be over. I can't overstate how much I love this cast. I bought the Siffrin plush, I got the pins, a keychain. I wanted all the keychains, but I only have so much money. Plus, the developer has a new game on the way called Truth Scrapper. It's looking to be a completely different vibe from this game, but if it has this same level of writing quality, then I bet we've got another all-timer on our hands. Hey, Future Cardinal here. So I procrastinated on this video for like 5 months, and in that time, a demo came out for Truth Scrapper. And I like what I'm seeing so far. Like I said before, it's kind of a different vibe on account of being a visual novel, but you know, if In Stars and Time's writing appeals to you, I'd say go check out the demo right now. Now. Do it now.